talk. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever the case may be. This is Cross-Examinations. I'm your host, Mike S. Miller. You are on Blacklist Universe. If you have not already, do like and subscribe. Today, we will be talking about DC Comics Repentant and Jesus winning the day. But that is a topic for the latter half. As we do on my channel, I am going to go to yesterday's comments. Hey, Michael Protesti, how you doing, bro? Gonna go to yesterday's comments. Oh my goodness, there was only one comment from yesterday. So maybe we will get to the topic of the day a little faster than usual. Let me double check, make sure I am using the correct microphone. I am. So you can hear all of my snorts and weird ASMR sounds. And here we go. Mike D. I prayed for you again today, Mike S. Miller. I asked God to bless you and your family and hope all will be great as you break bread with others. Take care and have a blessed day. Well, thank you, Mike D. That is wonderful, wonderful comment and thought and deed. A good work. Thank you very much. I pray for you too, brother. I pray for everybody that watches my show, actually. So, yeah, I pray that this fellowship means something to you guys. That it's it's helping you grow and learn and become tighter in the family of Christ. So here it is today. Hello, Antonio, George, Matt, Ted, Yoda, Hugh, and March. What's up, guys? Thanks for coming in again. Do like, do share. That share button is the most important. Hit that share button, get this out, let people know we are here having a fun little time of fellowship. Hey, Richard. Hey, Bat. Yeah, hit that YouTube button, guys, and come on over to YouTube to watch, because I'm gonna end the live stream on Facebook at some point. So. Well, let's see. Have been meaning to submit something about Vic Monona, but I don't know if you want to talk about it. I'm not following that. I hear it being talked about here and there, but yeah, Awig, it's probably a good call that you didn't, because I don't know. I don't follow that world, and I don't know what's going on any more than just, what I hear. I didn't even watch the entire Tug video or anything. I don't know. It's not my wheelhouse. I've got other things I need to worry about. So March says, this fellowship means a great deal to me. Thank you for all your prayers. They are working. Awesome. That is great to know. Thank you for saying so. All right. You guys have any questions? It seems like 3 minutes into a broadcast is not is not the ideal time to jump into the topic of the day. So, what's kind of getting bandied about? No, I don't want to go there during cross-examinations. I do try to keep this light. Not light necessarily. I try to keep it topical in the realm of faith, and less so in the realm of what's going on in the comic book world. Although today's topic is going to delve right into it, because sometimes faith topics and comic book topics do intersect, and usually it's for the worse, but today it's a win. Today is a win. So Hugh says, Vic is an outspoken Christian. Throw some support his way, guys. Hashtag I stand with Vic. Is he? All right, this is not topic of the day, but because he's a outspoken Christian, let me look up what's going on. And this is going to be all, take what I say with a grain of salt, because I have not done any research into this. Rooster Teeth cuts ties with Vic Monona amid harassment reports. Anime VA Vic Monona tells off Christian protesters. What? Vic Mignogna and the fangirls, we bootails. There is freedom. An interview with Vic Mignogna. Funimation has parted ways with Vic Mignogna after homophobia, blah, blah, blah. Vic Mignogna no longer part of RWBY cast amid allegations. Fixing the staircase. Vic Mignogna's sexual assault allegations. One-on-one Vic Mignogna of Full Metal Alchemist interview. I don't know which one to click, guys. I just don't know which one to click. What's up, Kevin? Cubstodon says, cross-examinations makes my day as I crawl around in an attic fixing old pipes. Well, it's only an hour a day. I hope you're working more than an hour a day. Thustra can't stay. Just remember, everything sounds better in a Christian Slater voice. I can't necessarily disagree with that, but let's see. Vic Mignogna, no longer part of RWBY cast amid allegations. Dear Vic Mignogna, click all of them. I can't click all of them. I can't just sit here reading. All right, let's just do. Oh, Polygon. Polygon is evil, isn't it? I don't know if I want to click that one. Reddit, Beneath the Angels. All right, let's try this. This is from beneaththeangels.com. Oh, no, this is a 2-year-old, 3-year-old interview. All right, let's not do that. Resetera? Is that? He says he's taking his time to recommit to God. Maybe a good subject for today is how to recover from mistakes. Not saying that Vic is guilty. Well, that's the thing. I don't know anything about this, or not anything at all, but I've just kind of steered away from the topic because I don't know anything about it. Newsweek. All right, here's Newsweek. I'm sure Newsweek is... Well, I'm not sure anything about Newsweek. In the wake of sexual misconduct allegations against voice actor Vic Mignogna, production company Rooster Teeth has announced it would replace him on their popular animated series RWBY. Rooster Teeth released a statement on Monday on its website confirming that Mignogna will not be returning to his role as Crow Branwen on RWBY. The company did not say anything about a possible replacement. Effective today, Vic Mignogna is no longer part of the RWBY, and Rooster Teeth is ending all... part of the cast of RWBY, and Rooster Teeth is ending all associations with Mignogna. This will not affect the creative content of RWBY. Oh, that's funny. The character he plays wears a cross. Allegations against the 56-year-old actor came from the con attendees who accused Mignogna of kissing and embracing them without consent. Others accused Mignogna of rude and homophobic behavior. This behavior has reportedly gone on over the course of his career, with some allegations dating back to 2008. Hey, you know what? If somebody wanted me to sign pictures, hey, come after me. If somebody wanted me to sign pictures of my characters in homosexual situations, I would not either. So boycott me if you must, but I gotta draw the line somewhere. That much about this story I have heard. It's like, oh, you want you want me to sign that? No. Yeah, pornography too, guys. Don't you ever bring up any pornography for me to sign, please, and thank you. Many who have interacted with Mignogna in the past took to social media to share their stories, while other voice actors did the same to show their support for the victims, many using the hashtag #KickVic. Here's a simple sample of some actors taking to Twitter to voice their support. Eight Man says, gay guy, by the way. You're welcome here, brother. I'm happy to have you as a fellow shipper and a friend. I just don't bring any gay porn to my table, please. Thank you. Hope that's okay with you. I believe survivors wholeheartedly and strive to continue. Survivors? I believe survivors wholeheartedly and strive to continue educating myself through the voices of those I trust. I encourage you to do the same, and most importantly, listen. We need to listen to what is happening and be there for people that tell their stories. You are brave for speaking up. We are with you. That was Justin Briner and Megan Shipman. I don't know who any of these people are, frankly. But the allegation is that he kissed and embraced them without consent. Oh my goodness. Have you seen if you've ever gone to, well, geez, just look it up on Twitter. People post pictures of being embraced by all kinds of actors all the time. Geez Louise, Jason Momoa would be accused of rape if you're going by like the kind of pictures you take during like photo sessions or whatever. You know, Jason Momoa hugged me without consent. I honestly didn't mind. That was fine. 8 Man says, I'm hetero. I'm gay. I'm hetero. You're gonna have to pick one, brother. Brother. Or I guess you don't have to pick one. There's another way. Anyways. This is ridiculous. I can't believe it. Survivors. He hugged me. He hugged me. I came up to him, a drooling, crying fangirl, and he hugged me. I feel so abused. I'm so glad I survived. I'm sorry. I was once groped at a VA. Okay, there was no accusation of groping. Way beyond the leagues of anime commissions. It was at a cosplay ball in 2014. Kept my silence for years since. Who would believe me? I'm still new in the industry. Even now, my career would be ruined. Thank you for believing. Survivors. Survivors. These people did not go to war. They didn't go to war. They weren't dodging bullets. Nobody held a knife to their throat. He gave them a hug. I need to make a shirt. I survived getting hugged by Jason Momoa. Unbelievable. Minona was scheduled for 18 convention appearances in 2019, but all but 5 were canceled by Minona for convention organizers. Last weekend, at Back Anime in Baskerville, California, Minona delivered an apology to attendees. You can watch the clip below. Do we want to watch that? Let's see what. No, that's 14 minutes long. I'm not watching that. A few weeks ago, prior to his Back Anime appearance, Minona posted a note on Twitter reacting to the allegations against him. I sincerely apologize to any convention staff member whoever felt I was anything less than kind and grateful to be included in their event. Unknown to most staffers, contractual agreements made in advance with cons were occasionally not honored when I arrived, and that made me frustrated. That does not excuse me making anyone feel badly, and I'm deeply sorry, Minona's remarks read. I would also like to sincerely apologize to anyone who ever felt my interaction with them, a hug or a kiss on the cheek or forehead, was crossing a line. I never in a million years would it be my intent to make anyone feel uncomfortable. You can read the rest of Minona's comments below. I'm not going to read all that. He was Elric in Full Metal Alchemist, so my son would know him. And recently starred as Broly in Dragon Ball Super Broly film. Yeah, this is much ado about nothing. In my limited understanding of what I've just read, this is much ado about nothing. And it is probably Christian persecution. This is what happens when you don't toe the line for the left. They like to come after you. I wouldn't be surprised if they drummed up a bunch of girls to try to say that they had affairs with them or some crap like that. That's the kind of crap they do on the left. They have no moral compass, and their whole point is to destroy everyone. I mean, take case in point, look at what happened to Peter Samedi, getting freaking swatted. It's what they do. They hate They lie. They destroy. And if it's just for being, it's just for not towing the line. You will toe the line, or we will crush you. That is their whole shtick. So yeah, I do. I feel for the guy. If he's a brother in Christ, then heck, I'd love to have him on my show sometime. So if somebody knows him, hit him up. Hit him up. Hit him up. Is this today's? Oh, that was yesterday's. All right, Facebook family. I am going to go ahead and shut the Facebook feed down. Please do hit the link in the description. Oh, that's weird. It was already done. Somehow, my Facebook video ended without me ending it. That is strange. Very strange indeed. I don't know what's going on with the Facebook. All right. All right. So, let us move on to the topic of the day. Actually, here, let me... Hey, Facebookers. Oops. I'm about to go online. Oh, what? What's going on here? Oh, it started that. Wow, that was only like 3 minutes and 40 seconds long on Facebook. What's going on with Facebook? Not something I want to try to figure out right now. All right. Oh, snap, it's Booker T. What's up? Could they have picked a more obvious closet homo to accuse of groping, though? I can't stand this apology culture. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That... You know what? I should never have apologized to Matt Wieringo. I shouldn't have, because even after I outright said, okay, you know, Matt, hey, I don't want to hurt your feelings. I will do what you ask. And I completely honored his wishes, right? I completely honored his wishes. I didn't know Matt was I don't know what his politics are, so I can't say that he's an SJW. What I can say is the freaking guy hired a lawyer, or got his lawyer to send me a cease and desist letter anyways. And I'm like, what a waste of time and money. What a freaking waste of time and money. I have it. I'm not going to read it on the thing, but... And you know what's funny is... maybe I shouldn't go there. All right. All I'm going to say is all this Dave Johnson trying to stand up and white knight for Mike. Mike wouldn't have cared. And he wouldn't have wanted Dave Johnson as his white knight. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say about that. Mike S. Mueller, Blackface Universe. Argos Creations. Hello, Argos Creations. Hey, all. All right. Let's see. Jess says, so Mike shook my hand at a con once. Now I have PTSD. Did you survive? Are you a survivor? I mean, you know, gosh, to relate the word survivor, there are you use the word survivor for people who have been physically assaulted or raped or kidnapped, you know, cancer. Survivor is a word that denotes that you are under actual physical harm or duress. Not, he kissed me on the forehead like I was his daughter or something. What? Come on, guys. Pull your head out, please. Never say you don't want particular things to the internet. Make it clear you didn't say a fellow shipper, as that can get messy too. Okay. Come on, let's try to go. Oh, hold on. Somebody mentioned where was it? I don't like to be touched, and people butt me all the time. I don't complain. I can't fault them for the fact that I'm such a huggable guy. Vic also assaulted someone by forcing them into a piggyback ride. So he jumped on their back, or they jumped on his back? Because he seems like a pretty big guy. I can't imagine he would jump on somebody else's back. EVS told you. Yeah. I like Edwin's logic. Only apologize if they are reasonable. I think private apologies work, but calls for public apologies are almost always a play for a flaunting or power. Yeah, but my public apology was part of my troll as well, so. Because I knew that would flip EVS out. Because I know EVS's stance on apologies. So me just putting "I'm sorry" in the log line was a troll. And you all fell for it, by the way. I know I'm terrible. Imagine Scott Kurtz jumping on your back. I don't think Scott Kurtz is capable of jumping. Honestly. I'm not even being mean. I don't think you can be that heavy and physically get both your feet off the ground at the same time in an upward launching thrust. Anyways, Jesus wins, DC loses. Let's get into the topic of the day, which has been covered by several different people, but I thought it was an appropriate topic for cross-examinations. So let us go ahead and share that window. Hide the sharing screen sign. And whoops, what happened? There we go. Well, we have the CBR version. We have the Hollywood Reporter version. Let's do the Hollywood Reporter. I think other people have done CBR. Imagine Scott Kurtz doing a backflip. I think that would just be called a back roll. DC Vertigo cancels Second Coming of Jesus comic book series, according to the Hollywood Reporter. The series is about the Christian savior returning to Earth and being disappointed by what he finds. The upcoming DC Vertigo title, The Second Coming, has been canceled by the publisher weeks before the series was due to launch, comic book retailers were told Wednesday. Orders for the first and second issues of the series, in which Jesus Christ returns to Earth only to be appalled by what has become of his teachings, with humanity more enamored with the superhero Sunman, were canceled with notice that these issues will not be resolicited. According to an update sent to comic stores, the series, which was intended to run monthly starting March 6th, had been targeted by an online petition that described it as inappropriate and blasphemous content. I will like to point out that I think 250,000 people signed to that online petition because it's inappropriate and blasphemous content. Hello. On Twitter, Mark Russell, who co-created the series with artist Richard Pace, revealed that the cancellation of the series at DC was his doing. What? Yeah, right. Like Mark Russell was really going to go to DC and go, hey, you know that book that we've been working on for all these months? Can we just cancel that so I can take it to a smaller publisher, please? Sure, Mark Russell. Sure, that's what happened. We believe you. Okay, go sit in your room now. All right, just so you know, he wrote, DC did not do anything untoward to me. I asked for the rights back, and they gracefully agreed. They've been a pleasure to work with, and it will still be released, albeit with a different publisher, because every writer wants to take their property from one of the largest publishers in the world to some smaller follow-up publisher. In a follow-up tweet, he added, I want to thank everyone at Vertigo who's gotten to the point where it's as good as it is. What? I want to thank everyone at Vertigo who's gotten it to the point where it's as good as it is. That is such a nothing sentence. How about I want to thank everyone at Vertigo who's helped me get to where I am, or something like that. What is as good as it? Anyways, specifically, I want to thank Molly Mahan, editor, Maggie Howell, assistant editor, and Mark Doyle, DC Vertigo executive editor. Now you guys know who was responsible for letting this freaking crapfest comic book come to light. Molly Mahan, Maggie Howell, and Mark Doyle. MMM. For all the support and hard work. Wherever it ends up coming out, know that this is still your book. The cancellation of the Second Coming follows the December cancellation of another DC Vertigo series, Border Town, after writer and co-creator Eric M. Esquivel was accused of sexual abuse. The Border Town and Second Coming were part of a high-profile launch of the DC Vertigo imprint in celebration of its 25th anniversary. And that's it. Is that it? You freaking knuckleheads. So everybody knows this is the same writer. I'm going to put that in quotes. Writer that turned Snagglepuss into a gay playwright. That's right, everybody. Your favorite Snagglepuss, the one who's been entertaining children since the 1970s, is suddenly a gay playwright. And what was the other? Oh, yeah, the Wonder Twins. The Wonder Twins, the story about Zan and Jaina, the two children's favorite heroes of yore, now discovered that they are from a planet full of gay, trans, bestiality, orgy, fest freaks. That writer is who chose to take his own book away from the biggest or second biggest publisher of comic books, to take it to another venue or another publisher, because yeah, right. Come on. All right. So chalk one up for Jesus Christ. It's a good day for those who aren't fans of blasphemy and just really bad storytelling and really, really bad ideas. And honestly, I hope that if another publisher does land this book, I hope great tragedy befalls them. Not in any like physical sense, but like just absolute business calamity. Any publisher that picks up this book deserves to be cursed. I'll just say it. Cursed. Like God cursed, not like witch cursed or anything like that. So, yeah, praise the Lord. Chalk one up for our team. And Mark Russell, the world needs plumbers too, man. The world needs plumbers too. Let's see. Scrolling back up. Mark Flannel says there have always been bullies that pretended to be victims. It's sad that people in this day and age still fall for it and don't demand proof. No different than peasants with torches from days of old. Yeah, it's like all of the anytime this is where a black conservative rises to prominence. Can I help you, Eden? I can't. I'm in the middle of a show. Our bathtub's not draining. I think one of the kids broke up like a bar of soap and they all jammed. Anyways, yeah, like when black conservatives rise to prominence suddenly, and it's not even just black conservatives. It's a lot of conservatives. Suddenly, a lot of like old mistresses come out of the woodwork and claim affairs or rape or whatever sexual misconduct. And then as soon as their star falters, usually, and I mean like 9 times out of 10, all of those accusers just vanish back into the woods from whence they came, because I don't I don't believe most of them. Don't believe it because it's clockwork. It's clockwork. You can just expect it to happen. If a conservative rises and threatens the power of a liberal establishment, I just think they hire people to do that crap. So, anyways, okay. So what is this? DC repenting? Yeah, Rhaegar, because I don't believe for one microsecond that Mark Russell pulled the book from DC. All right. DC smelled what was coming and they're like, all right, this is way too much heat. So they pulled the plug. Undoubtedly. Undoubtedly. No writer, no creator pulls their book from DC or Marvel to go to go find a smaller publisher. He didn't even have one lined up. It's not like IDW was like, hey, Mark, you know that book you're doing with DC? I think we could do way better with it at IDW. No, no, no. He didn't even have another publisher. He just pulled the book. Baloney. Sorry, you're full of crap. And therefore, DC did a 180, which is the definition of repenting, and pulled the plug on Second Coming. So cooler, smarter heads somewhere up the DC chain prevailed. Like I said, I know a couple of the top guys there who have devoutly Christian wives who I would assume would have a little bit of a problem with this. So, yeah. Maybe they got home and they're like, what are you doing? What exactly are you doing? Are you out of your mind? But honey, I don't believe in that stuff. I don't care what you believe. This is sacrilegious. Mike Miller, 11-dimensional chess master. I wouldn't say. I didn't fall for it, says Jay Hamilton. Regarding my troll. Thank you, Jay. Thank you for believing in me. You believed in me. Elric says that's not what happened. Vic got on a guy's shoulders and the guy worked with him and he was fine with it until this stuff happened. Yeah. Yeah. How can you? Oh, okay. So he was on somebody else's shoulders. You can't climb somebody else's shoulders without their permission. It's literally impossible. Literally. So stupid. WK says DC probably killed the book because nobody was ordering it. It's a classic SGW book in that it would appeal to very few. Yeah, but there are some comic book store owners out there who would be, hey, this is going to appeal to all of my atheist friends who hate Jesus Christ. So, yeah, I'm going to order a bunch of these. Not going to sell anyways, but yeah. I like today's title. Jesus always wins. Yeah. March Hare says, I was abused as a child and I find these people disgusting. Sorry to throw this out there. I don't feel a need to advertise it and I'm clearly not looking to solicit any sympathy. No, but you're right, man. You're a survivor. Okay? This is not sympathy. This is a definition. You're a survivor. Vic kissed me on the cheek and gave me a hug. That's not surviving anything. It's such a disgrace of the use of the word. Sorry, I'm getting irritated by it. Maybe I shouldn't have covered the subject. But yeah, brother. Glad it's canceled, but I still won't buy any more DC comics. This was the final straw, says Xgal. You do that. I am not going to call for any boycotts. You are all free to choose what you're all free to choose, man. I am a free marketeer. If DC Comics has broken that final straw for you, say it loud, say it proud, do whatever you want. Death Bell says, I suppose there was a way for it to be non-blasphemous, but not with the people who are working on it. I don't see that. I mean, not with the description of it. Anyways, nice Cecil impression. Thank you. Second coming is the effing lion. Please come back to slay and call. Yeah, that's going to be a little brutal. For those who don't know, when Christ does return, he's coming back with a sword. He's coming back with vengeance. He is going to ride the white horse, and his white robes will be wine stained because he will be riding through the blood of his enemies. Yeah, the second coming is not going to be the first. The second coming is going to be what the Jews were expecting with the first coming, right? Overthrowing Israel's persecutors and enemies, and yeah, that's going to be. So, anyways, as far as this stupid comic goes, I forgive them, but reserve my right as a consumer to not buy it and advise my buddies to do the same. Banning stuff for content. Nah. Good call, Jess. What? Not Muhammad? No. Yeah, Mark Russell, if you've got a pair, try that. Try that one on for size. Mike's doing little voices. Tyler Preston, I'm kind of disappointed that it was canceled. It could have worked if they reworked it by having Jesus return to Earth and becoming a real life superhero. Well, Jesus returns to come to be a king. See, that's the difference. You can't fictionalize. I mean, if you're trying to avoid blasphemy, you cannot fictionalize and contradict. You can fictionalize if you're doing things that are still biblical and non-contradictory to what is already told, right? It's sort of a gray area, but if you're gonna do like a screenplay about Jesus, only using the dialogue out of the scriptures is probably a little difficult. Excuse me for a moment. So you can add to it as long as you're not contradicting his character, contradicting things he's done and said. Then, you know, and you're doing it with a good heart, like the right. I am sorry. But if you're like, okay, on Jesus' second coming, he's not coming back with power and majesty in vengeance in the clouds of heaven with the saints and the angels coming down to destroy the armies of the Antichrist. Oh no, he's going to come down and be a superhero. No, that's not accurate. Unless you're defining that as being a superhero, which I could see. The only real superhero that will ever be, I guess. Well, Samson was kind of a superhero too. Do you think they will take it to another publisher or go to Kickstarter? I was thinking the same thing, A-Wig. I was thinking Mark Russell's probably seeing what we're doing here and thinking, I can probably rile up the troops. I can get Dave Johnson behind me. I can get Scott Kurtz behind me. I can get Cully Hamner and all of these guys that hate Comicsgate. Bill Sienkiewicz, maybe we can do a cover for me. Oh yeah, and then I'll do that, and then it'll be the biggest Kickstarter ever. Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it for a second. In fact, I'd probably bet money that he would try that. Yeah, Rhaegar quotes Barack Obama. The future must not belong to those who slander the Prophet of Islam. Yeah. Hank Spectrum says, Mike, you don't think SJWs could garner 250,000 signatures, emails, or tweets to shut down anyone in Comicsgate they chose to focus on? Be careful about praising censorship by mob. This wasn't censorship by mob. This was the voicing of the opinion of the majority. We couldn't force DC to make any decisions. And yeah, I do think they could, but they wouldn't have to because they already shut down people in Comicsgate. That's why we're in Comicsgate. Hello. Considering DC is cutting back their titles per month, they really ought to just drop Vertigo entirely. How about they just drop all the crappy books and just focus on good books? Focus on trying to produce quality. Isn't a gay playwright a bit stereotypical? Well, I wouldn't put it past Mark Russell to be stereotypical now, would I? Nasser Abadi says, watching for a second before lunch ends. Am I a better writer than this guy? Wow, you're really putting me in a logic box here, Nasser. Nasser, let me say, I would rather read your stuff than his stuff. Why can't he just be a metrosexual cat whose sexual preferences aren't focused on? Well, Rhaegar, because then it wouldn't be pushing Mark Russell's agenda. His agenda is pretty clear. And so, yeah. Let's see. Sorry. No. Learn to code, Russell and Pace. You know, I was talking with Ben Henderson at lunch. Gosh, was that yesterday? Was that yesterday? The day before yesterday. Day before yesterday. And yeah, he was saying, you know, if you want to be a good coder, you have to love it. Just like anything in life, if you want to be really good at anything, you have to do it because you love it, not just because you think you can make money at it. That's why I drew for countless thousands and thousands of hours before I ever made a dime, because I just love drawing. So if you want to be a good programmer, you have to do it. It's the same thing. I think it's the same with anything. Unless your goal is just to make money, then you can be adequate at something, but you're never going to be great or one of the greats at something if you're just doing it for the money. You have to love it. In my humble opinion. Family first, Mike. Always. We understand and are patient. Oh, about Eden. Dead air. Ethan would lose his mind. Clarence Thomas comes to mind. Yep, exactly. DC got the fear of God. Well, they seem to forget that 70% of the population calls themselves Christians in one denomination or another. So I like a voice actor, Mike. Oh, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. Zach thinks it reverse SJW pressure. Ethan is conflicted. I took a wait to see approach, but it was fun to see EVS triggered. He really gets excited. Yeah, referring to my trolling. Should Preacher have been canceled before publication 24 years ago? We're cheering censorship? No, we're not cheering censorship. We're cheering a win. This was just, I don't know. Mark Russell is just on a tear to destroy something, and DC is free to do whatever they want, right? They're free to do it. It's just there are consequences. You are in the free market. No, censorship would be like the government coming in here and saying you cannot say this, you cannot say that, right? When a company makes a business decision that they're getting way too much flack for making a really bad decision, that's just business. That's not censorship. I had a girl jump on my back for a piggyback ride without my permission. I survived, though. If you survive, oh god. Mark Flannel says, I'm happy that Christians far and away chose petitions and complaints when they are purposely insulted rather than the violence which would have come from the religion of peace. Kudos for being civil. Yeah. Nasser's going back to lunch. Aaron says, as an atheist, I survived cross-examinations many times. Yet you keep coming back for more. You must be a sadist. No, a masochist. Aaron, the masochist. Alfeche. Death Bell, you just take the premise and make it where Jesus is actually teaching Sunman or whatever his name is. Yeah, I guess you could do it something like that. Sergio Cariello did a Bible comic with book awards and best-selling. Oh yeah, that's doing the Action Bible. I have the Action Bible. It's in my kids' room. They love that book. That's yeah, one of the best-selling graphic novels of all time. Oh, that's weird. If you do an adaptation of the best-selling book of all time, the adaptation becomes one of the best-selling graphic novels of all time. So weird. Who would have expected that? Actually, I planned on doing that before, but I never got around to it. Whoops. Da, 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 da. Jay Hamilton says, man, I hope I'm alive to see the second coming. It'll be glorious. Well, whether you're on this side of the mortal veil or the other side, you'll still probably get to see it. And it'll still be glorious. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom here. Let's see where we're at time-wise. DC repents, Jesus wins. We've got about 14 minutes left. Richard Pace. Perkindo says, I haven't bought a DC or Marvel comic since the 90s, and neither company has done anything to change my mind. If it's not Comicsgate, it will not get my money. All right, welcome back to the Comic Fold, Perkindo. I hope you're getting comics in the mail this week. Several high-profile Comicsgate books are fulfilling right now as we speak. Tyler Preston said, Peter David did make Supergirl to be a fallen angel. What? David was a superhero? Well, was he? Or was he just... he was a hero. I don't think he had any superpowers, though. You know, Samson had superpowers, so... David just had a really good aim with a slingshot. Perkindo, Deuteronomy 4:2. You shall not add to the word which I am commanding you, nor take away from it, that you may keep the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you. Amen and amen. He can fund his garbage book with the attention of the censorship. No, he can't, because he made the foolish decision to say he pulled it from DC himself. This guy does not know how to play 4D chess. If he knew how to play 4D chess, he would take getting canned by DC and turn it into a rallying cry for free speech. That's what he should have done, but he's not that good at this. Not getting my money. I don't mind people asking them to stop insulting millions because they still have the choice. Censorship by force is what I have trouble with. Yeah, no, there should never, the government's role should not, that's censorship. When the government tells you what you can and cannot say, that is censorship. If a company does it, it's a private business. Private businesses are allowed to publish or not publish anything they want, right? And people who are hired to do that work, they have every right to work or not work. This is a free country. Only the government can censor. If you're self-censoring, it's not censorship. Tyler Preston says, Mark Russell, maybe I should have insulted. I shouldn't have insulted alternate comics. They could have published my comic. Ooh, D says Udon is on our side too, under the radar. Yeah, I should talk to them. Hank says, but I still love you, Mike, even though you're wrong about this. Well, you're free to be wrong about me being wrong. This is America. I always made comparisons of Superman and Jesus. Well, Superman was created by two Jews who said that the S on his chest stood for Savior. He was an analog for the Savior of the Bible. Obviously taken to a fantastical degree, but he was Moses. He was on a dying planet. He was sent in his little basket down the river, down the Nile, and raised to be. They took biblical themes and they turned it into the first real superhero. And so yeah, you are not too far off. No. So was the Christians' problem with the comic that it was going to be published by DC or that it existed at all? My problem with it was that it was being published by DC, right? I mean, I would not buy it, and I might complain about it, just saying that this writer's an idiot or whatever, but my big problem was that DC Comics, my home for the last 26 years, since Triumph in 1993, 94, 93, 94. DC was doing this. That was my kvetch. So, Withheld Rather Not Say asks, is it a sin to write a homosexual character? I see so many homosexual characters, just sexuality, and I think someone needs to put the person before the preference. No, it's not a sin to write a homosexual character. If you're writing and you're trying to write real world stuff, you're gonna have characters of any range of everything, right? I mean, it wouldn't be a sin. It's not a sin to write a murderer, right? Writing a story about the Joker isn't a sin, right? The character is the character. And we're all sinners. So writing a character who is a sinner in one bent or another bent, it's not about that. It's about the story itself, right? I've always been sort of on the why do we need sex in comics? But I'm a prude, so I don't think that's something I'm interested in. But it's America. Do what you want. America. Da, 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 da. I'm not trying. Majority of big two don't love comics. Asking me across. This was the same, WK says, as Comicsgate Christian bashing. It's just another flavor of SJW-ism. Can't disagree. FP Sunny thinks the Preacher TV show was boring. I don't think I even made it through the first episode. And I like the actor they got too. It was pretty garbage. Garbage tier, we call that. Garbage tier. Death Bell got his, Death Bell, boy, girl, not sure. Got my Jawbreakers like 45 minutes ago. Right on. Hope you enjoy it. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Johnny. Where's Johnny, she said, and smiled in her special way. Greek heroes can be considered to be superheroes. I honestly believe that Greek heroes were based off of Nephilim. Heroes of old, giants, heroes of old. And I think those people probably ruled. You know, if you're giants and heroes, you probably rule over meek little humans, and therefore, and even proclaim yourself to be gods, little g gods, probably. No. Their side doesn't like free speech. Free speech doesn't care about their fifis. Yeah, true. Speaking of censorship, says Rhaegar, Gavin McInnes, who has been pretty much almost banned from the internet, will be on Crowder today. He has him on his daily show, and I am so glad he has not forsaken him. Yeah, as crass as Gavin is, I love that guy. He's so funny. I had hoped so hard that he would have taken over Red Eye. If he had taken over Red Eye would still be a thing. But Tom Shalhoub took over, and it was like drove that straight into the dirt. Good day. Superman is the American King Arthur, says Jeffrey. The American King Arthur. I don't know about that. Although Cyanic Fox says, very perceptive, Jeffrey. So opinions vary. They vary. All right, we got 4 minutes left. You guys got any actual questions? You're all making some great comments. But Trevor Wright says, what level of blame does Dan Didio have in what's going on at DC Comics? I honestly don't know, Trevor. I have no idea who's holding the reins and who's really steering the ship over there. I couldn't tell you, man. I couldn't tell you. Yeah, Tom Shalhoub is not funny. No, he's not. Tyler Preston, hear how Renfamous is claiming to be harassed by EVS for his video about how Peter from Alterna was swatted and how SJWs were wishing bad things happened to him. Yeah, if any of you have not seen EVS's video, Ethan Van Sciver, Comic Artist Pro Secrets video, about the swatting of Peter from Alterna Comics, Peter Smetty, watch that. Oh my gosh, it is so well documented. And I know Ren's complaining about it because she's caught with her shorts down. Oh, gosh, that's just not an image I want to see. But she's been outed, and it's all on Twitter. It's all there, black and white. Her crass mentality and insanity is the very, very reason Peter Smetty got swatted, got attacked. She's disgusting. She needs Jesus, and maybe we can all pray for her on our own time. Hail Pete Mac, blessings upon you, brother. Ew, her short sound. I know. As soon as I said it, I'm like, that's not something I want in my head. Ruth wants to know if Eden has an Instagram. Ooh, I just got something else delivered to me. Yes, Eden's Instagram. I think it's E Miller. Let me see. Instagram. Eden Miller Art. Eden does art. E Miller art. E Miller art on her is her Instagram. Although I think she has more than one. So there it is. Oh, she's claiming that Ethan was accusing her of swatting Peter. Well, that's because her perception and uh, uh, um, her ability to um, what's the word? Comprehend what is being said uh, is lacking, sorely lacking. What's everyone grateful for today? Kathy Stark, I'm grateful for this rain. It has been raining like nonstop for I don't know 18 hours or something. I think I'm gonna build an ark. San Diego, rain. Comprehend, yes, implications. Um, so I'm grateful for the rain. I'm grateful for all my supporters. I'm grateful that the Meg just broke $40,000. TheMegComic.com if you want to go check that out. If you do like my artwork, please do check it out. I do have the rights to the book now, and I'm trying to hustle that up. So thanks. And no, it's really Ruth, not me going, my friend wants to know. Raining like actually raining or like sprinkling? It's like actually raining. I mean, right now it's just sprinkling, but it's been like off and on sprinkling, raining, like real downpours. It's been great, except for there's probably going to be areas flooding again. Um, San Diego has terrible drainage, terrible drainage. And we should be collecting this water, but we don't because we're idiots. Because our city can't figure out how to collect water when it rains, and therefore we're always in a drought. Because even though it rains enough to sustain the city, we don't collect enough to sustain the city. Anyways, I think we're probably at the end here. We are at 101. Thank you, everybody, for being here, for coming, sharing this time together. Sorry, we didn't really get into the word today, but we're in this culture battle. Today was a cultural win. We won a cultural battle against the forces of darkness, the idiot SJWs who want to destroy everything about faith and religion and family in this country. And today, chalk one up for our side. So thank you, DC Comics, for getting on your knees and repenting of this stupid, stupid decision you had made to publish this person's. I'm not insulting. I'm trying not to insult anybody. I'm just going to call him Mark Russell and let his name be the insult. That was bad. I repent. Sorry. But chalk one up for our side. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Love you. God bless.